Hello and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. We are going to do our weekly swap embellishment tonight, and this week is in the garage. And so I'm going to do this little embellishment tonight. This is a die cut. Actually, it's two die cuts. It's this little truck die cut. It comes like with that little Christmas tree, but it's the truck, it's wheels, the chrome, and then the little bed thing that you'll see. Of course, I didn't use the tree. And then I used this little road thing. I don't know if I even had that in view. The truck, the wheels, all that. And then this little road thing. It's in the garage, but we're actually going to do, it kind of looks like it's out of the garage, but it came from the garage anyway. So this is what we're going to do tonight. I decided to do a tag because this little truck needs to be on something. You can't just assemble it and it on its own. It needs to be on something. I think that was Amazon, or it may be back when I was ordering from Temu. I don't really know. This tag that I cut for all of this to fit is, let's see, I actually wrote it on one. It is 2.5 by 6. And 6 long and 2.5 wide. And then I used my tag punch to punch it out. So let's put this one right up here. Or actually, let me put it over here and get ours out that we're going to work on this evening. So I've got the pieces. Of course, I've already cut the pieces out. So here's our little truck. And I actually even, let's see, maybe this was the one. Well, I've already inked this one in the white. And I just went around, see where it has all of the little cut pieces on that die cut. I went through and inked them all. And you can see that. And so I am going to ink the tag and the little roadway. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to do the twist. The twist is really personal tonight. I've been sick, and I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about that. But I want to give you the Bible verse first. The Bible verse is Jeremiah 17:14, and it says, "Heal me, O Lord." Oh, I want to do this in black. Excuse me. It says, "Heal me, O Lord, and I will be healed. Save me, and I will be saved, for thou art my praise." So I'm just going to kind of give you a little recap. I kind of had all the coughing and the drainage and all that stuff. Never felt bad, never ran temperature, never had a problem. Just took Mucinex for a couple of weeks, I guess, which it can kind of increase your blood pressure. But I think just in general, I had just kind of let my lifestyle go. I'd been eating chips, and I'm on blood pressure medicine and blood thinners, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'd kind of let it go. And so last Sunday, I was at my son's. My daughter-in-law and his oldest son were gone, and we were just watching football games, and I just got to feeling terrible. I mean, my heart was just trying to pound out of my chest and get nauseous and flushed. And so the ball games were over, and I started leaving. I said, "Don't turn your phone off. I am not feeling good." And so he said, "Okay." And so next morning, I felt much better, even walked on the treadmill. Everything was much better. That night, same thing again, just heart pounding out of my chest, just wondering if I was going to live till morning. So I called, got a doctor's appointment the next morning, and got a doctor's appointment, and it was actually going to be for the next day with my cardiologist. I'm going to just keep working and talking and then interrupt. So on this one now, we're going to go ahead and round the corners. And I used, this has 3 different sizes of corner rounder, and I prefer the bigger one, so I'm going to use it today. And then we need to go back and do that. So I got into the doctor, and my blood pressure got up to like 171 over 103. So I was not feeling good. And So I saw the PA. I felt lucky to get in with anybody that quickly. So I saw the PA, and she said, well, let's raise your blood pressure meds to, I was on 10 in the morning and 10 at night. And she says, let's do it 20 in the morning and 10 at night. And I was a little apprehensive about that, just simply because on a normal basis, my blood pressure is not high. But it was, right then. So I said, okay. Well, I tried it a couple of days, and today my blood pressure just bottomed out. I got up this morning, was feeling okay, and went in, walked on the treadmill, went in, took a shower, and started feeling yucky, and took my blood pressure, and it was 90 over 72. So I'm like, ugh. So I called the doctor's office, went in and ate some ham, which is salty, and then I ended up drinking a cup of coffee. I usually drink decaf, and I drank regular coffee, and then I ate a handful of chocolate. I mean, just anything to get that blood pressure up, because I was feeling yucky. So they called, I was supposed to have a stress test tomorrow. And so they called back and they said, yeah, let's drop back to the 10 and 10 that you were taking. And I mean, I feel great. My blood pressure came up, and I feel great this afternoon. But I was like, oh, this is not good, not good. So I'm going in for my stress test tomorrow, just taking my regular blood pressure meds now. So that verse just really meant a lot to me, because it said, I'm in your hands, God, and I'm just going to praise you. One of these days, we all have an expiration date, and one of these days, does that mean he's going to always fix me? No, it doesn't. But it means I have a place to turn, and I know that he's always listening. I know that he always knows, and there's a comfort in that. There's just a huge comfort in that. And so that was the verse I wanted to share. All right, let's get our truck glued on here. This should be a pretty quick little video. I kind of tried to do a little bit of pre-stuff so you didn't have to watch me ink everything for so long. I inked the little truck in white just to kind of make it stand out. I was going to put it on this white tag. I kind of thought about black or gray, and the more I looked at it, I thought, I got white going on in the background, so I think we're just going to go with white. Now, I punched the little tires. I punched the black. I don't need, yes, I may, because I knew I wanted the tires in that. Then I punched them in gray and decided because the little road was in gray, I didn't like that. So then I punched them in silver, like chrome, for the hubcaps, and I liked that. So we're going to go ahead and put our tires on our truck. Get those on there. Just right up in under there. And so you get the other one. Get it on there. So just red scraps for the truck, and I mean, this is all scraps. I always have a bunch of white scraps, so I decided on the white tag. I had these gray scraps from a card I did a while back. Had red scraps, so everything on here is just scraps. All right, let's put our chrome, our silver hubcaps on there. Just get those on. I did the gray, and they just were not good. It needed the shiny silver. I don't even know if you can really tell it on here, but these are, like shiny, like foil. I mean, it's cardstock, but it looks like, shiny foil. And so it just made it much, much better. Get that one turned over so I can glue it. I hope y'all are having fun with these hops. While I'm gluing this little dab of stuff, let me just remind you that in the description is the link to everyone who is doing this hop, and it is so much fun to watch everyone. Ginger over at Ginger's Corner started it. It's a year-long hop. We started it in January, and I think this one, let me look to be sure. This one premieres March the 2nd. I'm doing it ahead of time, so when you see this, I would have totally been over everything I just described to you about feeling bad. But it's so much fun just to click down there and see what everyone's take, on the topic for that week is, because everybody does something different, and that I think is what I like so much about this hop. Like I said one time before, you can do the hops like the one that follows a sketch and all that, and I love them. I absolutely love them, and I don't get tired of them. But I know some people kind of get tired of, because a lot of the sketches and the layouts kind of begin to look alike. And that's one of the really neat things about this hop, is everybody just does their own take on it. And so everything is different. Okay, so we've got our truck put together except for the little sideboards back on the back of the truck. And I inked these in black. I started out with Vintage Photo, and then I went to Ground Espresso, and then I finally did them in black soot, and it showed up because they're just on some scrap craft paper, but those others just weren't really showing up. So I changed to the black soot, and I liked it much better. So get our little sideboards on the back of our truck. There we go. And then we have a couple of little pieces of chrome. We've got a doorknob and a little bumper thing on the front and the back to do with our chrome, and they're just little tiny pieces. So I think actually I'm just going to put a little dot of glue right there, and then I can use my jewel picker and slide that in place. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Little chrome bumper on the front. And then we have a little chrome bumper on the back. Just a tiny little one. And then we have our door handle. So let's put a dot in there. Get our door handle on. Whoa, I just threw my jewel picker. And there we go. Okay. And I'm also going to take my little white gel pen, and there's some more little lines right here on the hood of this truck, and I'm going to do that. And I think that's all. Sometimes I add some other places, but I think that's all on this one. All right, now we have, I decided that this was just too blank up there. I almost drew some lines like for a little bit of journaling, and I thought, nah, I think I'm not going to do that. I think I am going to put a little, stamp a little something on there. So this says, life is short, enjoy the ride. And so that's what I'm going to stamp it with. And I better get I use an old mouse pad to stamp on. I can remember when I first started stamping, I wanted the flattest, hardest surface I could possibly get, thinking that was what would make my stamping good. And it was a good while before I finally watched a video and watched someone and bought a Misty too and found out that you needed foam under it. Now, I'd been doing that wrong all along. So here we go. We're going to enjoy the ride. I just kind of moved that, so it's probably going to be smeared. I did not set it down good. But yeah, I didn't do a great job on that, but it'll survive. I may try to go back over it, or I may keep this one for myself. But anyway, there's our little tag that we did tonight. Oh, I have one more thing I want to do with it. I have, like I said, I started doing the wheels with the gray, just a gray, like the roadway for the hubcaps, and I didn't like it, so I kept those gray ones, and I'm going to use that as a hole cover, not cover, but whatever that's called. It's the perfect size to put around my tag hole. So I'm going to use that there. So I think that's it. This is a mini swap, so it's not supposed to be a real big deal. If I were just doing these for me, I probably would have put my truck up on foam and the wheels up on foam. But we have to keep them flat. So I have kept it flat. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. Thanks for stopping by. It just always humbles me when I see how many people look at my video. It humbles me, and how many people have subscribed to my channel. Who would have ever thought? And so thank you for letting me share my faith, and just have a blessed day, and above all, be a blessing to someone else. Thanks. See you again soon.